Well, unbelievable game. Certainly tale of two halves. I just thought we played excellent in the first half. We really defended. We moved the ball. We executed. We got in a little bit of foul trouble early in the second half, and so we went away from our normal lineup, and our execution fell off a little bit. The ball wasn't moving as much, and they made a run. They made a run in the middle of the half where they made a couple threes, beat us in transition. And so, tale of two halves, but at the end of the day, in a season, you're trying to get your team to play a great 40-minute game. And right now, we just hadn't gotten to the point where we can play a great 40-minute game. But I'm excited about how it will look when we can get to that point. We're starting to score the ball better. Our defense has been good in the last 2 or 3 games. This game, again, we had a 5-minute patch where they made some threes, but when we get to the point where we maximize our ability to defend and score, I think we have a chance to be really good.
What did they do in the second half? Wilmington did.
I think they made some threes, and they had a very great player go on a 2-minute run. I guess one of the top 3 players in our league. They got a great player over there, so he was hard to guard, and he made a few tough baskets around the rim, and they made a few threes. And I think offensively we got a little stagnant. We had some great looks, but we just didn't. It didn't go in. Game of basketball.
This is another game where you really have solid offensive, from the starting all players in double figures. That's pretty much, the kind of game you want, where everybody can step up.
Yeah, like I said, I thought we did some really good things. It wasn't for 40 minutes. It was more like 30. But again, we won, so that's exciting. If you can get to 40, which is, I think, every coach goal is to get his team to get close to 40 minutes of great basketball. But when you win and you don't play a great 40, that's a good sign, I think.
I know this doesn't make up for the CAA and what happened in the championship game. Does it at least make you feel a little bit better? Or?
Well, we talked about that yesterday when I met with you guys. This game didn't feel like that to me. I just didn't I didn't get all emotional. I told the players, don't get all emotional and get caught up in talking to their bench and talking to the referees. And, I just didn't get into that. It was the next game. And we have been talking so much about, winning possessions and, focusing on having good days that the next opponent, to me, it didn't make any difference who it was. It's just we need to go and play well. We're trying to be our best in March. But in order to be the best in March, you got to get better. And I thought we got better this week. We had 3 practices this week. And that's the first time we had 3 consecutive practices in a month and a half. We have been playing more games than we've been practicing. And so it's been good to get in the gym and work on a few things. And I saw some of those things show up tonight.
Hey, Coach, I know you would have liked to keep up the same pace you had in the first half and the second half, but what does it say about your team to battle back and fight through a resilient win like that?
Well, it's interesting because I thought about this game. Last year we were up 16 and lost a game here. We also was up 20 and came back and won in overtime. So the game of basketball is tricky. This is my 18th year, and I've seen games where you up 18 and you lose, or you down 13 with a minute left and you win. It's just a crazy game. Both teams have good players, and if a guy gets hot, I'm just glad we won, though. I'd rather win and go fix some things. But basketball is an interesting sport. People can go on a quick run. And that run for them, we were up 18 or 20, I think, with about 16 minutes left. And it took them a long time to get it from 16 to 8 or 16 to 12 and 12 to 8. It was a long process. But I know when we go watch the film, we're going to be able to count about 7 times where we say, wow, we should have made that one. We got it in the paint. We executed. We got it there. We just missed. And they made it. We missed. They made it. So it's a game of – the basketball got game of runs. But it's a quick turnaround with our next game, and we got to watch film and get ready.
Talking about Hofstra coming in?
Yeah, they talented. Got some of the better talented guys in the league. They can really score the ball. I think they scored 90 tonight. The league is scoring a lot of points. There's a lot of teams getting 90 and 85, and so I'm sure our defense will be tested.
What did they do offensively differently in the second half, though? They got. I know you're not happy with the 40-plus points they put up.
Yeah, you never like a 40-point half. You never like a 40-point half. That ain't never good. I got to watch the film. I mean, I think they made 6 threes. That's almost 20 right there. So they made some shots. Talented guys jump up and make one. I mean, you saw the last 2 they made. I mean, we've fallen out of bounds. So, I mean, they made some tough, hard shots. I think the things that hurt us was not the contested threes. It was more of the ball screens where they got it. Kaycock was rolling to the rim, and we were rotating. But instead of taking the charge, he would scoop around us and get to the other side, and he got a couple and ones, where if we took one more step, it would have been a charge. So it's a game of inches. Like, if we had took one charge in the middle of that half, he would have had his 3rd foul, and maybe he would have been out of the game. So it ain't that big of a correction. You know, when I think about what was happening in that game, I think if we had rotated, take a few more charges, the game could have been completely different.
But Joe, he makes I guess it's a one possession game, and Joe comes down there and he makes the pass to Nick. He gets the dunk, and it kind of.
Yeah, Nick. You know, we wanted to drive the ball and get in the paint late in the game. We knew we could get in the bonus, shoot free throws, and so we talked about attacking the paint and looking for the big guy, dump it down, or kick out for open threes, inside-out threes. You know, Joe made a good play, and Nick was there to deliver.
Seems like he made the shots, though. You talk about not making the shots, maybe on the road, down the
Right.
stretch, and tonight you made those.
Yeah, we made the shots. We had great offensive balance. You know, we got to the free throw line, 10 for 21 from 3, and we got it inside. Whereas that's something that we hadn't done a good enough job the last 2 games. We got it inside to Nick, as well as getting it to Jarrell. And so, you know, I think our offense has continued to get better as we go, and we just got to keep nailing down our defense, you know, and figure out how we can, you know, continue to improve that. I think our defense is going to be the reason what we have success.
Just talk about first half. You guys, I thought, were really on top of your game, really focused, really locked in, and just talk about that, and then kind of what happened in the second half. First, talk about the first half.
Yeah, no, I think we came out pretty focused, locked in, was moving the ball well, and we played good defense. Second half, I thought we was just as focused. They made a few adjustments. They hit some shots. You got to give them credit, but happy with the win. So.
Same question to you, Jordan.
I think we was focused for both of the halves. I think they made some plays coming down the stretch in the second half as well, though. So
I know this doesn't make up for the CA championship game last year, but it's got to be a step in the right direction for you guys. Got to be some satisfaction beating these guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's still that sour taste in our mouth from last year a little bit. It kind of drives us this year. We want to get back to the championship. So UNCW's always been a rival for as long as I played in the CAA. But at the same time, we're just trying to protect our home court and get another win in conference play. So regardless of who it is, we're just happy with the win.
Same question.
yeah, I mean, I think it's good to put this one behind us. They're a good team, but I don't think it's the same anymore. But it was a good one to get a win. So I think that's more important.
When you see a first half like that, do you kind of say to yourself, "Holy smokes! Like when we're on, we're a really good team," or do you look back at tonight and say this just wasn't a full 2-half performance?
Yeah, I mean, I think we know we're capable of beating everybody. We had that confidence going into each and every game. But that's the challenge, trying to play a full 40 minutes. And once we get closer to the tournament, that's when we're going to be playing our best basketball. So we're 7 games in the conference right now. We're just trying to get better.
Next game.
Oh yeah, Hofstra. You're the outlook for Hofstra, if you will, coming off a win, getting on winning track. You've won every game you've played in the CAA at home. How do you kind of feel about Hofstra?
They're a really good team. They know how to score. I think if we stick to our principles, we'll be okay. But got to stay locked in.
I was going to say, they're not a team. They've played 3 games here in that tournament. That's got to help them out a little bit, too.
Yeah, we played a few more than that. We played a lot more than that here, so hopefully it'll help us out, too.
Talk about Wright Foreman. He's, I think, leading the league in scoring. You or Cam will get a matchup with him. Just talk about what you know about him.
Good scorer. Played him last year. Really gets a lot of attempts up. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. But they're a good offensive team, so looking forward to it.